But anyway, what I first wanted to cover was Trippie Redd signing another deal in another, because he did say that he's basically signing back to 10K Records, who he has been complaining about for the longest. If we got any Trippie Redd fans in the house, you know this bro been talking shit about 10K Records. And then he shouts out Elliot, who is Elliot Grange, who is the son of like David Grange, I think, but I don't know, but his dad is like high up an executive in like Universal or Warner. So yes, 10K Projects is technically a independent label, but like it ain't really. But check this out. So Trippie Redd claims that he just signed for 30 M's, bro. I don't know about y'all, but 30 M's, can y'all even imagine how much money that is? You ain't even gotta work the rest. Well, actually, when you sign a $30 million deal, this gotta be like 5 to 10 albums. I actually hit up Trippie. I think he got a new phone number though, or he blocked me. He didn't block me, but rappers be getting new phone numbers every time they get hacked. Like Cardi got like 10 different phones. I asked how many albums, but it didn't even go through. It was a green message when before he had blue, like iMessage. So 30 million. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like 5 to 10 albums. Like there's no way that if this is for like a 3-album deal that he's signing for 10 mil each. Like, and also, do rappers realize what an advance is? Like $30 million they giving you up front. Also, it's taxed. So 40% of that is already going out the fucking window. What is 40% of 30 mil? That's 10, so 4 times 3, $12 million. But $12 million are literally going straight to the government if you get an advance like this. Granted, $30 million in the long run was gonna go to the government anyway, but still, like you ain't. So 12 million, 30 million minus 12 is what? 20, no, 18 mil he's really getting. So technically, post-tax, Trippie gotta post a new Instagram saying, $18 million deal. Technically speaking. All right, we gotta chill with the yeet over Trippie, okay? But as I was saying, so in addition to $30 million, which definitely has to be worth 5 to 10 million, because I think Trippie just got out of his current deal. Remember, we went over it like a stream or two ago, wherein he literally has 10 albums out, starting with A Love Letter to You on all DSPs. So it's got to be something similar to that. But also he's saying that he costs $250K to $400K for a show, especially now when people don't even want to go outside. Like, I don't even know. I did the math here. So usually I've thrown a couple underground shows before I even really started YouTube, and how you calculate somebody's booking fee, which is what he's talking about. And it's with Unnecessary Ballin', which is Juice WRLD's manager, Pete, I believe, right? So 250,000, which is the low end, he said, 250 to 400K, divided by, let's say $100 tickets, even though it's probably going to be less than that. So 100. That means you got to sell 2,500 tickets wherever you go. Do y'all think 2,500 people are going to a Trippie Redd show? And also, like, that's just to break even for the person who hosts the show, or the promoter, if you will. And I'm not trying to hate on Trippie. It's just like, you going off old calculations. It's all about clout now, bro. I'm talking about business. Clout. Look, that's the thing about what fans get wrong. Like, just because someone got a certain amount of followers doesn't mean they're gonna sell tickets. In fact, that's what academics always talks about with these rappers not being able to sell out arenas like J. Cole, Drake, and Kanye. Like, I don't even know if Cardi had 2,500 people at his show in like Miami. Clout doesn't matter. The clout era died off. But what is clout? Clout doesn't even matter. People got to realize money over clout any day, because ultimately the clout just gets you to the money. The money doesn't get you to the clout. Like, who cares about clout at the end of the day? It's really just like a fictitious thing. And some people might not even think you have clout because they don't know who you are, because they're in like a different genre, or they don't listen to rappers, but like they can't deny that you got money. If you go on Google and you search Trippie Redd's net worth of 3 mil or however much it is, Trippie's stream numbers and Spotify listeners. Yeah, so that's why I think 30 mil is definitely justified. But however, that probably means, because there are different structured contracts, like you could technically get $100 million contract if you were Trippie, but that means that they probably own every single one of your albums in the previous, as well as 10 to 20 albums in the future. Like you could get 100 mil if you really wanted. It's just then you're in a slave contract, and then say like he wants to drop music and his last project didn't do too well, they're gonna have more creative control over it, wherein like that's where artists start getting unhappy. If the label didn't put down hella money, say Trippie didn't take an advance, or just any artist in general, hypothetically, and they didn't take an advance, then the label wouldn't really care. They'd be like, yeah, just drop music, we'll get a percentage on the back end. But no, once they have $30 million on the line, they're gonna have like a vested interest and be like, you know what, we're not gonna let you drop this single because, you know, numbers wise and the data analytics, like it's not gonna do it. It's not gonna get us our money back or even profit. Because remember, it's all a business at the end of the day. How is it not about clout? Yeet just blew up. How much he making a show not compared to last year? Well, of course, clout matters conceptually. But what I'm saying is, say like Lil Pump. How many followers does Lil Pump got? Lil Pump got at least 20 mil, something like that. Let's check it out. Okay, sorry, 15 mil. He's got hella clout. So many people know him. But at the end of the day, are people gonna go see him in concert? Is he gonna be able to bring out 2,500 people a show? And again, that 2,500 tickets was for $100 tickets. And that was to break even for the promoter. The promoter also has to buy the venue or rent the venue, get insurance, get like food, drink, all that shit. They gotta hire employees to set shit up. Bodyguards, security, DJ, whole bunch of shit. Bob, I care about analytics. That's why I predicted Yeet album low. Did I not say Yeet album 30K and then it came out to be 34K? Y'all don't know what you talking about? 30K was like spot on. Like if you say within 10K, like you basically predicted it, because at this point it's just hard to project sales, especially when you don't know who is going to be on the album as a feature, or if it's going to be on Rap Caviar. But as I was saying, Lil Pump got hella clout, and so I don't think he's going to be able to get sales. So ultimately, we've seen his streaming numbers go down so much. He don't even promote his music because he know it's going to flop. And if he did a show, it's going to flop. So he probably costs like 5 to 10K at this point. Do I think Pump going to try to ride the Yeet wave? I don't know. His boy Perp is though. I think everybody's gonna, I feel like every time there's an underground trend that like starts popping off, like Rage with Trippie and Sofago, then everybody started hopping on it. Everybody like Yachty. Not saying that Yachty's like a dick rider or a clout chaser or whatever, because that's just the way music is. You ride on trends. Even social media, like content creators, that's what we do. Let's see, Madison Square Garden fills up 20,000 people at 200 ticket. That's 5 mil a night. Tripp, can Def pull that off? Bro, are you smoking? 20,000 people? I don't even think Trippie just went on tour for Trip at Night. I don't think if he could do it, he would have done it already. Let me see. Maybe there's like a picture that gives us, and plus he had to get like openers, Ian Dior, Sofago, which probably sold a little bit more. Not that, you know, all of their fans are encompassed within the Trippie Red fan base. There was Miami, Florida. Is there New York on here? But yo, Trippie Red didn't even perform in New York. I don't think he sold out all of his tour dates, because I remember he did it at Bayfront Park in Miami. Bayfront Park capacity 8,500. Okay, you know, maybe he did. If he getting 250K to 400K a show and the nightly revenue is a few million, it's gonna recoup in a few hours. Tripp will be fine. I'm just saying that that's a hefty price. Like I'm pretty sure at 6ix9ine's peak, he was doing like 100K a show. People just don't understand the business behind it. I have literally thrown shows. There's a lot more expense than you think. Like 250 to 400K is just gonna be like, all right, you're charging that much. We're not gonna be able to profit. Let's get somebody who costs way less. Maybe we won't sell as many tickets, but in relation to how much we spent, like it's gonna be a way more profitable event. Just to get Trippie Red at your show for 250 to 400K. Like, I'm sorry, just that's not a good business move for a promoter. Like, I don't even think Cardi would cost that much. Like, how much do you think Drake costs? Drake could probably charge, I've heard in the numbers of like, say 500K for Drake. But is Trippie half the size of Drake? I don't think so. I think Trippie would be a good, I don't know. I think Trippie could charge 100K, but again, we're in the pandemic. Like, I don't know if people really coming out like that. Motherfuckers don't care about COVID. I personally don't care. But if you go to California and some of these very highly populated, y'all were talking about Madison Square Garden. New York is so strict on COVID. You gotta have a vaccine card. I'm vaccinated. I don't even know where my vaccine card is. So no way in hell am I doing that shit. And also, we were talking about 250K with being half of Drake of 500K, which Drake I think has actually gone down since being 500K, because I think he's past his peak realistically. But Trippie's doing 250 to 400K. I'm sorry. Trippie's one of my favorite artists. I'm just thinking about it numbers wise. That ain't happening. Unrealistic. But like, also, we've already discussed, not that I think that we're in danger at all, but there's gonna be a new pandemic, or like, I don't know, US is gonna do something with Ukraine and Russia, and then people are gonna get freaked out. The media is gonna overblow some story, and then voila, like everything's closed down or some shit, or inflation. I don't know. And then all these tickets that we're talking about are gonna be 200. And maybe that's why Trippie Redd is charging 250 to 400K for a show, because of inflation. 20% this past year.